deal with him while he was unsieged. Now he's got an entrenched position once again. I feel like he should probably put a few more mines down in this area here. Oh, lo and behold, he does that. So yeah, a good prediction there by myself. Vultures just heading down here, realizing they're getting straight past there. Unfortunately for him, there was only one single probe back there, so he wasn't able to get a whole lot of probes killed by that. Probes on the way, and Pipiliu realizes it, runs back. I'm not sure whether the Vulture spotted that. Oh, that could have been disastrous for those probes. That was a close call. But now he's moving in. This photon cannon is very low in health. Taking out the photon cannon, he's going to be in range of a whole lot of probes now. So this is again probe slaughter right here. Oh man, if only he had actually caught this column of probes moving out there. That's just bad luck. And another base completed. He's going to want to move some dudes over. We're on 141 per supply for the Terrans, 156 the Protoss. So I got to feel like Super is taking a lead in this game. He's doing quite well. And a lot of Arbiters now, saving up a lot of energy. I'm not sure if we're researching anything back here. Researching, that looks like the additional energy. Not sure whether they've got a recall, but a lot of missile turrets back here with the science vessel, and it's upgraded here with, well, I'm not sure if it's got MP, but I'm sure he has. +1 weapons being researched, and a whole lot of tanks being, sorry guys, I missed this, totally missed this. Oh god, look at all that stasis stuff there. Looks like Super's probably going to lose half of his force. That is going to be disastrous, ladies and gentlemen. And oh, nice micro there by the tanks, actually getting rid of the Zealot, and he's going to want to come out and reinforce it somehow, because if he doesn't, these tanks are going to be dead meat. And oh, I like that, using the science vessel to add defense matrix and sieging up in range. This is great play by the Terran stuff here, and this is really good. But to counter that, Storm's going off. The thing is, he's going to be crucially in range of this. That means these tanks can actually lend their way to the battle rather than being slaughtered immediately. Any moment now, the stasis is going to come off. And oh, it comes off now, and getting some kills with the tanks. This is amazing stuff here by Super. And oh, stasis again. Or was that the previous stasis? Couldn't quite tell. And still the Terrans absolutely getting hammered here, making the Protoss pay for it in blood twofold. Well, twofold was a bit of a bad call, but luckily this is giving him time to buy more troops to actually get into position rather than being overrun straight up and losing a whole expansion, because that would be disastrous. He can't afford to lose this, because this is his fresh new economy boost, shall we say. And looks like we're going to be seeing some EMPs fairly soon. These Arbiters are really starting to get stacked up close together. Unfortunately, these tanks are now dead meat. Trying to move in once again to help save them, but it's just not going to be enough. He still doesn't have enough tanks here, I feel. Oh! Those Dragoons must have been on very low health, because he absolutely got eradicated there, losing 6 Dragoons. It was definitely worth him having those 2 tanks. My bad. This is just some phenomenal play here by Super. He's actually just really recovering from a lot of mistakes he's making, and really punishing the Protoss player for any mistakes that he makes. So this is looking great. Still 114 to 135 for the Protoss supply. But with the amount of factories and the economy he's got, all these guys heading up the top 12th position there as well. And another fight breaking out. If the Terran player could somehow win this, then he could start shelling this expansion down here, and that would be game, I feel, for the Terrans. This unfortunately, the science vessel doesn't quite have enough EMP or energy to do an EMP there, but yeah, more reinforcements on the way. They're going to be a bit late for this particular fight here, unfortunately. Going to get overrun here, and he's going to want to set up on his side of the valley, and unfortunately, Protoss player pushing through now. Tanks, very nice positioning with the tanks. That's going to prevent him from going through. The Protoss just don't want to head out too quickly, because otherwise they leave these 2 tanks unguarded. And that's going to be difficult. Now comes the stasis. It's being lifted. Vulture's coming in to try and do some damage while the Protoss forces are tied up with that, but not really making it work. 100 energy now. Oh, use the stasis on the science vessel before it can get an EMP off. That was cool. So much cool stuff happening in this game. It's really turning out to be a good one. +3 weapons now from the Terran, so that is nasty, and 2 armor. And the Protoss forces have only got 2 weapons, so that could make a serious difference here if we see another big battle. That would really go in the way of the Terrans just on upgrades alone. He's got a lot of expansion down here. By the way, the Terrans are only on 1, 2, 3 bases with 2 gas geysers. And Protoss forces looks like... before I mention that, just moving in, there looks to be attack going on. Pipiliu moving in now, sending in his Zealots aggressively straight into the mines. There's going to be a lot of damage done to these infantry. Unfortunately, a lot of mines a lot of mines taking a lot of Zealots out here, but only a few Zealots left. It's going to be enough, though, and Terran's losing all of their armor here. Not without response, but this is bad because Super now has to lift off his command center. And Pipiliu actually getting a lot of kills here, so this is actually really bad for the Terrans here. Setting up some forces in the nearby vicinity just to try and take this expansion back shortly. Luckily, he's keeping his command center alive, but remember, he's only got this expansion here, and he really has to retake this expansion because it's the one most rich in minerals and it has got a lot of gas there. So as the Protoss forces are retreating, let's take a quick stock check. Still got a few minerals here, but he's not mining. This is mined out. He's got this base and this base, so it's really down to 2 bases each. But if Super can take this third one, that's really going to allow him to take the game, and he's actually reclaiming it now. But we've got a lot of Protoss forces in the center of the map pushing forward. We've got a lot of tanks setting up. Don't forget that's +3 on the tank damage, so it's a base of 70 +15 for every one of those arc light shock cannon shots, which is really really damaging. Plus these Goliaths do quite a lot of damage when they're upgraded to 3, so picking off the Arbiter now, going for the second one, but unfortunately his stats is over there on one of those tanks. Storm going down, it's actually missed most of the Terran forces there, but heaps of Dragoons following in to clean up the Terrans, and a few tanks here in support, but really not quite enough. These 2 tanks need to be sieging up as well. I don't know why Super's not doing that. He really needs to start sieging these tanks because these Dragoons are just going to run him over. Sieging up now, finally! That's going to stem the tide of the Dragoons a little bit, but this Stasis here really does make a bit of difference. He's just hanging on now so he can get those few kills after it's completed. Super really needs to push forward just about half a screen with these tanks. He really needs to, and here he goes now, unsieging the ones at the back, putting the ones at the front forward a bit. Goliath. Man, I love Goliath's late game. That's a fantastic unit there. This Archon being picked off, and yeah, Goliath's just so good against all Protoss units later on in the game. Great value for money, and if you've got a lot of resources, I definitely recommend building them. And here come the tanks, not even sieging up, just gonna have a shootout with these Zealots straight up. This could be bad if he gets a storm off, but oh, expertly avoiding the storm. That's why you don't unsiege in situations like this. That's why you don't siege, rather, is what I meant to say. Because these upgrades, man, absolutely destroying Protoss forces. This is what I love to see. Level 3 weapons and level 2 armor really just laying the smackdown on the Protoss in little skirmish fights like this. Oh, beautiful EMP! Oh, that was fantastic over the Dragoons. Lost the Science Vessel, but it was well worth it. And now Super has the opportunity to move down here and absolutely pummel this expansion. If he can manage to do that, that could be game. And he's actually cautiously setting up his tanks in range because he knows that a counter-assault's on its way. Just getting the mines laid down, and then he can slowly move in with some reinforcements coming in later. If he unsieges that tank, he can move in and just siege up here. So taking out the pylon here. Looks like these... Oh, both photon cannons are unpowered, so Vultures would easily be able to move here and knock out a whole lot of probes. There's the next lot of tanks. Getting rid of these guys here, just in case another pylon is constructed. But looks like Pipiliu is anxious to stop this from happening. Charging with the Dragoons, very audacious with the Dragoons, going straight into range here. He's going to lose a lot of them. 3 more tanks arriving. We've got the Science Vessel to give the tank shot as well. And this is going to be a harsh firefight here between the tanks and the Dragoons. The tanks, of course, well upgraded. They're going to be doing a lot of damage, but they do need support. If they come in range of that siege tank here. Oh, and finally the Vultures come in to swap the Zealots. But so does a huge, massive reinforcements. Nice stasis field in the middle there. So a whole lot of tanks, and that vessel, unfortunately, being encased in a stasis field. Again, Super having to lift off the command center. So this game just going back and forth. A whole lot of SCVs dying there. Unfortunately, Pipiliu didn't have any splash damage available, but still, he took out all but 2 SCVs. So they're going to join the mob up here. And again, Super's reduced to 2 bases, and it's going to be just 1 base because this one's almost mined out. In the meantime, Super's just fighting back with only a few forces left. And the Protoss almost about to run dry over here, so that's going to be crucial. Oh, and taking the Nexus here, if he can reclaim that, that's really going to make the difference. Tanks on the run here, so Pipiliu is actually gaining the momentum, breaking all the way up to the top left, so if he can actually make it, and actually knock this expansion out as well, that's going to be dangerous, but nice positioning of the tanks on the ledge. Great play by Super here, just doing everything he can to prevent this from happening. The command center lifting off, getting the very precious SCVs out of the line of fire. This base is going dry, so Super's going to be all out of minerals at the moment. He's not mining at all. He's only got 34 minerals, can't reinforce any of his guys. In the meantime, Pipiliu has got a whole base load here. He's just now run dry of this. It's got 50 minerals left on that, so that's not going to last more than sort of 5 to 10 seconds. And this 12 o'clock expansion being taken here by Pipiliu. So with this, he's probably going to take the game, despite Super playing very well. Super's in danger. Nice EMP before the vessel died. But he's going to need more forces than this. Oh, he has. Has got enough forces to retake it. So with SCVs mining the long ways over here, he's probably going to want to reland this command center over here and then retake this. So tanks cautiously moving in range. He's going to be able to do it if he brings in these reinforcements as well. Really needs to remember these 2 tanks here. He's got some more forces coming in. Plenty of mines to prevent that ram from being overrun. And wow, my face is really going numb from so much talking, just absolutely non-stop. I can't get enough of commentating this game. This is amazing stuff. The 2 tanks, I like it how he's hung the 2 tanks